what does it take in your mind to build a better mortgage company, especially with everything that's going on right now and how the market is shrinking and how volatile everything is?
Listen, I think it's the same stuff that would take that you'd have to do to build a better company in any industry, right? The people are the company, and so the question then becomes, how do you create an environment that both attracts the absolute best people to want to work there, and then once those people are there, an environment that allows the people to do the best work of their lives. And that's a constant iterative process, and it's something that we have, I think, gotten really good at here. And so whether it's the concept of radical transparency that allows everybody to know where the company stands and where they stand and the things they need to know for how they would be able to make a difference, or the accountability that comes with that when we hold those things accountable, and the fact that then everybody can become part of the solution. So we're crowdsourcing for the best ideas and being able to execute on those things. Those things have had differentiated outcomes, and it's a flywheel, right? It's, you get, that's hard to start turning the wheel, but once it starts going with better people, better process, better technology, transparency into those things, and then you kind of keep that flywheel going, it starts to spin faster and faster.
Can you walk us through kind of the flywheel that you built at Princeton?
That we built at Princeton.
Well, that you meaning leadership, you meaning you and everyone. No, that you, Mark Gordon, personally built by yourself.
So we love Jim Collins, Good to Great, Built to Last, in those books, and we started thinking about the flywheel that we wanted here. It did start with, the people, the process, and the technology, and then and then we wanted catalytic mechanisms, another Jim Collins concept, to really create pain for us when we weren't living up to who we wanted to be or what our brand promise was. And so we created a couple different things. First, with the Princeton Promise, that allowed our customers to, really implored our customers to tell us when we weren't living up to their expectations by telling them we give them a free $1,000 at closing if they were unhappy for any reason. And then having really great people here who were willing to solve those issues and build the systems to avoid those things going forward. And then we also started here with our offer process. Like, well, how do you make sure every borrower is happy? It's like, well, you give them $1,000 to tell you if they're unhappy. Okay. How do you make sure that you're doing a good job hiring and onboarding people? Well, you offer them $5,000 to quit on their 90th day of employment. And then whether they send you good information or bad information, you send that information they reply with out to the whole company so that we can all learn from it. You can send all those Princeton promises out to the company so that we can learn from them. And so when you're getting more information because you've created systems to glean information from your team or from your customer, and then you are sharing that with everybody and crowdsourcing for the solutions, you tend to get differentiated outcomes. And additionally, the people that are not interested in living in that sort of an environment either don't come work here or they quit, which is great, because if you're the kind of person who's like, what do you mean you're going to pay my borrowers if they're not happy? None of my borrowers are happy. It's like, well, if none of your borrowers are happy, that's your fault, right?
Right.
It's like, by the way, this isn't the right company for you. Good luck, right? And so, I mean, we had that experience, right? And then conversely, if you're like, hey, all of my customers are happy, I don't knock yourself out with your $1,000. And by the way, if one of them is unhappy, I don't care who knows about it. We got to fix it. And that's your attitude. Now, all of a sudden, that's the people that we're attracting to come work here. And so that's the idea behind it.
And then I would imagine that builds on itself, right? I mean, that's the whole point of a flywheel, but just the more talent you have, the higher quality character you have per person. It's like it makes it unthinkable to not act of that character. Is that a fair way to put it?
For sure. And the flywheel starts with every company either has a culture they've defined or a culture they haven't defined, but there is culture there. Culture is very simply, at the end of the day, what you hire to, what you fire to, and what you promote to, right? And so, you can have a culture, which is a bunch of words on a piece of paper that people are going to live by. But if when someone operates outside that culture, you allow it to happen, or you allow it to continue to happen, do something about it, or worse, you hire somebody who isn't a fit for that culture because they can deliver results in some way, then you lose your culture. Right? Or because you think, whatever the answer is, so it's the commitment and consistency of the people here to live by the rules that we've set for ourselves, and to consistently hire, fire to, and promote to those ideas that keep that flywheel going.